Welcome to the fascinating world of Vedas, undisputedly the oldest written literary and philosophical text in the world. From the mundane to the intellectual, the Vedas are packed with incomparable insights into virtually every aspect of life. Compiled over several centuries, the Vedas leave no aspect of the human condition untouched. Above all, they give us a ringside view of the people, the society, and the culture of those times. And helping us understand the intricacies of these ancient texts is Dr. G. Ramakrishna, renowned professor of English and distinguished scholar of Sanskrit and Vedic literature.
And therefore, in the Almirah of books chronologically arranged, if there be any of human making, the first place will always belong to the Rig Veda.
Graduating from the University of Mysore, Dr. G. Ramakrishna obtained his Masters in English Literature from the University of Wales, United Kingdom. On his return to India, he joined the prestigious National College in Bangalore as Professor of English Literature. In his long and illustrious career at this venerated institution, Dr. G. Ramakrishna earned the love and respect of students not only as an excellent teacher, but also as a friend, philosopher, and guide. A prolific writer, Dr. G. Ramakrishna has authored several books on the Vedas, the Bhagavad Gita, and other Puranic texts. A man of many parts, Dr. G. Ramakrishna is an accomplished exponent of yoga, has a keen ear for music, is an avid trekker, and an inveterate globetrotter. And so, dear viewers, here is Dr. G. Ramakrishna in his own words. The Rig Veda is essentially a literary compilation, not a manual of rituals. At its heart, it is a secular work of great beauty and elegance, not a compendium of monotonous religious mantras. Vedic society was an open-minded, uninhibited, unsentimental, liberal society where virtually everything under the sun was discussed, analysed, and critiqued threadbare, without any reservations whatsoever. No topic was taboo, no subject was sacrosanct. This is the crux of Dr. G. Ramakrishna's argument in this fifth episode of his talks on the Vedas.
The Rigvedic poet also has this question. You see, I am composing a poem. He is composing a poem. I cannot compose. It is the same world of experience. What he sees, I am also seeing. He is seeing some agony in the midst of your society. I am also seeing that. He is finding some exhilaration and joy and festivity and all that. I am also seeing that. So the tribulations of life and the joy of life and whatever other facets, it is the same world of experience. But somehow some people can articulate certain emotions in the context of what they have seen, while others cannot. There is one hymn exclusively detailing this artistic conscience. See, this poem has been very wrongly understood in our tradition sometimes. There is a lexicographer called Yaska, who belonged to about the 7th or 8th century BC. If the Rig Veda belongs to about 1500, 1600 BC, there is already a gap of, let us say, 7 or 8 centuries. And it has become mechanical. You mean Rig Veda by the time of Yaska has already become an instrument in the hands of the priestly class. And they think that it is meant for being employed in this ritual, that ritual, etc. etc. The meaning of that, he doesn't know the meaning. He is not bothered also. Yaska says, look at these fools. They feign great regard for the Rig Veda, but they don't know the meaning of the Rig Veda. Sthanurayam bharahara kilasi. He is like a stump, a rock pillar. Sthanurayam. Sthanu is a pillar. Bharahara. You can go and deposit some weight on that. You are carrying your bundle of sticks. You are tired, to keep it there and then take it back. He is no better than a sthanu, a pillar. Sthanurayam bharahakila. Who goes on speaking a lot about the Veda, the efficacy of the text, its glory, this, that. But he doesn't know the meaning of any of those things. Sthanurayam bharahara kilasi. Yo na vijanati artham. Then, how did this happen? I mean, the poetic creation, that excellence, etc., not being appreciated at all. Yaska found some of these hymns difficult to understand. See, what does this hymn mean? From that hymn, I am going to refer to a few stanzas. If we have inhibitions in the context of the study of that hymn, I think we should keep it aside for some time. The kind of frankness that the Rig Vedic poet has. Absolutely, your modern poets, perhaps some of them, they speak of Baudelaire, this, that, and so on. You have a Baudelaire in the Rig Veda if you want. Saying the difference between the man who can articulate his experience through poetic vocabulary and the one who cannot do that. What is that? It's something innate, what is called pratibha. How does it become manifest in him? It becomes manifest in him, I don't know how. On its own. You know, we have this in the field of rhetorics, for example. Bhattatauta and this man, that man, Mammata, Anandavan, they have all discussed this process of creativity in the literary world. Then you say it is his pratibha. How did he acquire pratibha? Oh, it is a God-given gift. Whatever. Dickens observes the same London like hundreds others did. But then he finds so many things interesting which he can make others recognize. Like a woman disrobing herself before her man. Not everywhere, not everyone. This particular hymn we shall discuss a little more elaborately later on. Going through the poem, taking a few. There is a stanza in Anandavardhana's Dhvanyaloka where he says, you know, the poet is the master of his situation. Apare kavya samsare kavirekaha prajapati yathasmai rochite vishwam tatha idam parivarti. No inhibitions for him. The world is what he imagines it to be. That is the way in which he presents it. Navanavonmesha shalini pratibhamata. Pratibha. What is poetic creativity? It is ever regenerating itself. Without which the world would have been very dark indeed. One of the texts on rhetorics, Alankar Shastra, Kavya, idam andham tamaha syat. Suppose there was no literature. What a dark world we would have been living in. The Rig Vedic poet also is very much worried about the potential creativity of one set of people and the absence of it in others, as we said. So if we look at the language, the environment, the experiences, you see that in the Rig Veda there is a lot of variety. Utatva pasyan nadadarsha vacham. You are seeing things but you don't find words to articulate. Utatva shrunvan na shrunoti enam. He hears, but he cannot give expression to what he has heard. You have seen, others also have seen. The difference is that one can articulate and then the other one cannot. Utotvasmai tanvam visasre jayeva patyuhu ushati suasa. What I earlier referred to. That it is like a woman disrobing before her man. This ability, it has automatically done it. It has disrobed itself before him. Adhenva charati mayaya yesha vacham shushruvan aphalam apushpam. What a barren mind the other fellow has. Incapable of finding adequate words for expressing the thoughts that he has experience that he has gained. One hardly expects to find a satire in the Rig Veda, but you have not only satirical comments occasionally, but an entire poem which is satirical. It is in the 7th mandala of the Rig Veda and it is usually referred to as the Manduka Sukta. Manduka is a frog. What has a frog to do with the Rig Veda? Who is the frog? What is the metaphorical reference that you think the Rig Veda is alluding to? You know that the unique feature of a frog is hibernation. It goes into hibernation and comes alive during the rainy season, and then you have the croaking of the frogs, any number of frogs, and especially during the rainy season. The metaphor that the poet has employed to give expression to this idea of hibernation of the frog is what is interesting. He says, Samvatsaram shashayana brahmana vratacharinaha vacham parjanya jinvitam pramanduka avadishuhu. For a whole year they have been hibernating. And now because of the rain and the enthusiasm of the frogs to welcome rain coming out of hibernation, well, the croaking is the result of the rain. And the croaking is like the recitation of the Vedic mantras. When you say that the recitation of a Rig Vedic hymn by pupils in some hermitage is like the croaking of frogs, is it a very highly commendable quality that he is highlighting? Or is he making some remark against the tendency of some who keep reciting stanzas and endlessly chanting mantras and so on? The croaking is the result of the rain, all right. But then can you say that it is like the recitation of the mantras? And then you see the relationship further referred to, like the father and son, cow and calf relationship. They are all assembling and they are all noisy. That is the point that he is wishing to make. They are assembling and are noisy, enjoying the onset of the rainy season. The colors of the frogs. Prishnihi samprukte harite navacham. And they are having an interesting conversation, as it were. Frogs of different colors and radiant like the rays of the sun, another is green. So the conversation of the frogs is like the teacher-pupil conversation, and the croaking is like the recitation of the chants. Is it a compliment to the chanting of the Rig Veda, or is it a comment on it, saying what is the use of all this chanting? And it's a source of amazement too. In what sense? The poet refers to the continuous and uniform changes in nature in this context. So some croak like a cow, like a goat, one is white, another is green. But the very first stanza has given us the idea of the chanting of the mantras not being admired by one and all, even within the Vedic context. They are free to make some very interesting remarks about this chanting by telling them you are like the frogs, a nuisance. Secondly, you see, the frog is a symbol for rain also. During the rainy season, it has come alive. And may these frogs be the source for our prosperity. How can frogs be a source of prosperity? So the identification between the frog and the rain makes the poet say that frog is a source of our prosperity. Please, my dear frog, grant us prosperity. How many colors? Gomayuradat, Ajamayuradat. One croaks like a cow, another croaks like a goat, one is green, and so on. The upshot of all this simply is that we should not look for mysterious meanings only all the time in the poetry of the Rig Veda. You have the social context, there is the poetic context, and a critical approach even to the kind of chanting during those times itself.